No, 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 no.
This is a text message where it could be problematic, you know. What's up, world? Shannon Sharpe in the news. Y'all don't know why.
What?
His response is something. It's definitely the first of its kind. His response is, I'm gonna give you the response, but after he put out a response on his Twitter, which was very ballsy of his, because usually people would just stay quiet. I'm gonna play the response, but I'm gonna show you some text messages which are very, very. Um, it looks bad, right? We all think he's innocent. We all know this is a shakedown, they're calling it. We all know Tony Busby is, he's just doing this it's like an extortion thing. It's like today in society, these rich guys that are deciding to not get married. It's very common, the all the older guys who, celebrities that that date younger women, like, Leonardo DiCaprio, other people like that. It's not like a big deal when they do it. Um, but if a black guy does it, these things do happen. Where these women will come out and it's extortion. Now, this isn't a black versus white thing at all. It's not a racism thing at all. I know Shannon Sharpe tries to paint it that way. You got played. It's really what it is. He got played. It's not. This has nothing to do with racism or anything like that. The fact that she's white, I don't think she's not suing him because she's racist or something like that. I mean, she did a lot with him. So let's take a look at his response and let's see the text because that is going to be a big part if this goes to court.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
That jewelry
This is
is
all being
fine.
orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
So there's a sex tape out. She recorded him. He doesn't have it, which means it's her sex tape, which leads to question is, was she recording it privately? Is that legal? And it was at her place. So I think those are pretty important. It was at her place when this thing happened.
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
So that is his response. Now, he is the first that I've seen or know of that really just came out in front of everybody pretty immediately. Like, people usually wait like months and stuff and they don't. I know his lawyer did put out a statement yesterday, but him actually going himself and putting himself in front of the world and denying it, admirable, commendable for sure. It's honorable. It definitely, and you would expect when someone is innocent, this is what they would do. They would put a video out defending themselves. And we all know what it is. We all know what it is. Shannon Sharpe being super rich, um, famous, rich. The dude is built like like a Greek god. You know, what more could a man want than to have like Shannon's body and his fame and things like that, right? So he has it all. Um, and you would really think that someone who has it all shouldn't be in situations like this. But more importantly, doesn't need to force somebody to do something Well, you would think, right? And then their flip side of that is, there has been some allegations on Shannon Sharpe in the past and other sports networks, not ESPN, that he used to work at, and there's been allegations and stuff. But this is just common. The alpha dog in the workplace. This is how life is, man. This no matter where you work. Yeah, I work at car dealerships. I'm a plumber now, but no matter where you go, the alpha dog in the building, the dog, the man, the alpha. Um, there's always going to be. There's always, even in when it's not famous people, there's always going to be some gossip about the guy. Oh, he tried to ask me out. A woman is always going to say something about the alpha dog. And that's just how life is. That's human nature. And it's crazy when you see it, seeing it happen to celebrities now. Jason Whitlock. Let me show you guys a picture of Jason Whitlock, because Jason Whitlock, yeah, I would consider him an enemy to Shannon Sharpe. Let me pull this up real quick. But Jason Whitlock has been hating on Shannon Sharpe for a while. A lot of people call Jason Whitlock what is it when a black guy, what's the term when a black guy is always with white people, like a coon or something? Is that what it's called? Hold on, I'm trying to find. He just put out a statement, and he does make a lot of sense, because it's wild how after this allegation, Shannon Sharpe is just, here it is right here. Let me show you guys.
Shannon has had a long, sordid history with women, like a lot of athletes, like a lot of men who exercise no sexual discipline. But if you go back to his career at CBS Sports, where that ended
CBS Sports, that's
because
what
of
it was.
allegations from women, there's a pattern here. And so today, when Shannon Sharpe was, by all news reports, back on First Take today, one day after someone files a $50 million lawsuit
That's
accusing you of
wild.
rape, one day after you release
50,
text
yeah.
messages, highly sexual text messages from the alleged victim, ESPN, all systems go. And the reason why I'm critical of ESPN, or just like raise a side eye, is that it's like, okay, maybe this woman is lying, but anybody with a brain knows that Shannon Sharpe has had a long, sordid history with women making allegations about him.
So that's one part. I don't want to play the whole thing because, I don't. Jason Whitlock is like, he's one of those guys. Sometimes you think he's pretty unbiased and he's doing his job, and other times his talking points, it's like you're totally biased. And you're just, it's clear that you hate Shannon Sharpe, and you want to put his name down. So but he does make valid points of, a dude getting sued for $50 million, and the next day your job, and it's all over the news, and the next day your job's like, oh, go back to work. It is weird. Now this is the damning part, and it may be a little hard to read it. So this is one text from the OnlyFans girl to Shannon. She says, "But I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not to put it in the ASS, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is, no means no, Shannon." So that is alarming. The next one, I don't know how to process this, but whatever. And then he goes, "Can I call you later?" Now it's time stamped, and this is a text message where it could be problematic. The crying part, and nobody, were you really crying? Nobody believes that. But her actually saying in the statement, "I begged you to put a condom on, and not to put it in the ass," and he didn't listen. That is that right there is alarming, and not alarming to me because I don't believe her, but to if this goes to like a jury or something, that right there shows that she clearly, that's a very, very, very hard point to defend. That text right there. And it sucks that he's in this position. He's hitting that raw is wild. You got people saying a 54-year-old man, I don't know, she's like 20, 21. And he's hitting her raw. you know, and she's on OnlyFans. So that is just living life on the edge. That is living life on the edge. You hitting an OnlyFans girl raw, you rich as hell, and you're about to get $100 million deal. That is wow. That is definitely not something that he should be proud of. And he regrets it. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It sucks because, you know, when people, first off, everybody's hit somebody raw that they probably shouldn't have. Let's put that out there, you know. Second off, um, it everybody's done it, but you know, when you're well, not to an OnlyFans. That's like hiring a prostitute and hitting her raw. That's different. That's like what's that movie? Um, is it Party Animals? One of those movies where it's a Roadhouse, not Roadhouse. Wild, I forget. It's a movie in the 80s, where you know it's like a version, and these guys get a hooker to have the kid lose his virginity, and he gets crabs. I forgot what movie it is. It's Porky's, Porky's. That's a classic. That's a comedy. That's a classic. Yeah. So you don't definitely want to be hitting chicks like that raw. But Shannon Sharpe just living life on the edge, and this is what happens, I guess. This is what happens. It's clearly a shakedown. I don't think anybody really believes that that he is, you know, actually aggressive in a non-consensual way, or that he actually took advantage of her or did anything against her will. I'm trying to avoid saying the R word, that he graped, you know, that it was a graping situation. Nobody believes that, right? You know, you could look at Shannon and say, you could just tell, man. If a dude's on TV every day, you could just tell. It's not like that, but it sucks because even though he's innocent and he knows he's innocent, it's going to cost him a lot of money. It's going to cost him, I don't know how many deals are going to just not want to advertisements and you know, those yeah, it's like advertisers and sponsors. Are they going to drop him because of this? Is he had $100 million deal coming up? What's going to happen with that? I know you got to be freaking out, man. A chick from OnlyFans, a 19-year-old chick, you know, is able to cause so much mayhem. You know, you was having fun, you was hitting it, not worrying about anything. Yeah, you gotta be more careful, man. Definitely, you need like an NDA. When you get to the crib, when she comes to the crib, there's no phones. Yeah, well, you like, you know what it is? He's probably older and he's not familiar with like how technology is, and that's one thing with like older people. Like if I was that age, and you know, and if I was in his position, like no phones, you don't need phones here for what? You turn your location on, get me robbed, turn your location on, somebody, you know, you could set me up, like keep the phones out. Let's have our fun, and it is what it is. That's how it should be. But once you know, you calling each other on the phone, and who does that? You know, what the fuck? Nobody got time for that. Calling, can I call you later? I don't think I've ever said. Am I the only, I don't call people. I wouldn't. Can I call you for what? So you know, you could cry. I gotta hear you bitch about shit. Like, I don't call you for what? You know, you good. I didn't do anything to you. You good. And you know, you enjoyed it. I mean, that's how one situation I would think if I was in it, but I don't know. Who knows what the truth is? Let's see. There's definitely going to be more women coming out. That's for sure. There's definitely going to be more people coming out saying, look, I don't want 50 mil. I need 10. I need 5 mil. Oh, one time you grabbed my wrist or something stupid and bruised me. I need a million. You know, just the accusations are going to come out. And it sucks. It really, like, you know, things like this, it makes you wonder, like, should you be able to sue? Should a woman be able to sue a man like this if they're not married? Because this is, like, 50 million, suing someone for $50 million. It's like they were married and she got a divorce. Well, yeah, that's just not, that's wild. It's wild how it's able to happen. But anyways, that's all I got on this video. Shannon Sharpe, we all know he's innocent. This is just a extortion case, but let's see how it goes. Peace.